Hello everybody, as promised, I'm going to give the class lesson online today. Please watch this video before our next meeting so that you come prepared with the information that we're going to be discussing. So to start off, I want to focus on independent and dependent clauses. So independent and dependent clauses are the two different types of clauses that are going to make up sentences. Once you can identify an independent clause versus a dependent clause, you will learn what types of sentences that you can build. So there is such thing as a simple sentence, a compound sentence, a complex sentence, and a compound complex sentence. Now we will go into those different sentences and those different structures of the sentences once we have already established clauses. So let's start with the easiest one. The easiest one is what we know as an independent clause. Now, an independent clause, just as the word independent suggests, can stand alone. Therefore, it does not need any other kind of information for that sentence to exist in its entirety. So, the way I'd like to teach my students to think about it is if you can walk up to a person and say this clause, and the clause makes sense, the person you are talking to understands a full idea, a full concept, they are not wondering what else is going on, then you have an independent clause. So I have noted here, independent clauses, I think it's backwards for you guys, can stand alone. So examples of that would be, I love dogs, I love cats, greenhouses are my favorite, painting is fun. So let's backtrack a little bit. Independent clauses then are made out of two different things, okay? Your subject and your predicate. Now, a subject can incorporate or can be a noun, but it is not just a noun. So if I said something like the blue dog, right? Yes, I have a noun, but blue is an adjective of that noun. So therefore, a subject can be a noun or more. Same thing as if I said running is my favorite. Now, running is typically a verb, but in that sentence, running is acting as a subject. So subjects are not always nouns. Subjects are what the sentence is about. Now your predicate, the second part of your sentence, predicate tells what your noun is doing or something about the noun. So running is my favorite. Is my favorite is made out of a verb and more. So that is my predicate. Running is my favorite. I love dogs. I being the subject, I am the subject, love dogs. Love would be my verb, love dogs is the entire predicate. Now, an entire predicate always, always, always is made up of a verb. So a verb is an action telling what something is doing. A predicate can include more than just the verb. So a sentence is always made up of a noun a subject and a predicate. Okay, so predicates can include verbs. So a predicate must always have a verb. Okay, so independent clauses. Independent clauses then are just a subject and a predicate. That's it. So a simple sentence is also known as an independent clause. So I love dogs, running is my favorite, water is delicious, watermelons are tasty, right? All simple sentences. Now, if I was walking up to somebody on the street and I said, tattoos are cool, the person might not care what I think, what my opinion is, but they have an entire idea of something. Tattoos are cool. Subject, predicate. Okay? Cool. We understand that. Independent clauses. I will review this in class, don't panic. Now, dependent clauses are different. Dependent clauses rely on an independent clause to be complete. Therefore, you cannot walk up to somebody and say, the dependent clause and have them understand a full idea of something. So an example of this would be something like, say there's somebody walking on the street and I walk up to them and I say, when I get older, and I walk away. That person's going to be wondering what's going to happen when she gets older. Okay? Or if I said, after the play, and I walk away, they're going to be wondering what happens after the play. Right, so it does not contain a subject and a predicate. Okay, it doesn't have a subject and it doesn't have a predicate that's telling what the subject is doing. So therefore it is dependent. It needs something else. Right, so if I were to say, after the play, I am going running, then I have my dependent clause, which is followed by my independent clause, which then forms a complete sentence. So independent clauses can be a sentence on their own. They can stand alone and be a sentence. A dependent clause cannot. Okay, so not all sentences are only independent clauses. Some sentences are made up of combinations of dependent and independent clauses, but independent clauses can be sentences. Dependent clauses cannot be sentences unless they also come attached to an independent clause. So I will give you 4 examples of independent clauses. Running is fun. Work used to not be so fun. Water is hydrating. I love sushi. Okay, so now let's go to dependent clauses, things that I cannot walk up to you and say with you understanding fully what I am saying. When I grow up. After dinner. While I was at home. When the dogs were getting a bath. Right, those are things that cannot stand alone. Those are your dependent clauses. Okay, so tonight your assignment is obviously to watch this video, and I want you to jot down 5 independent clauses and 5 dependent clauses. Okay, it's okay if you get them wrong. I just want you guys to start working with them and then bring them to class tomorrow, and we will review this lesson and then we will go from there. I promise to upload videos sooner than later next time so that you guys aren't trying to rush this last minute. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.